stuck with my crush. As the cheese fork of Hanyena fell to the ground, its sharp sound echoed through the silent room. Jung Minjun saw Hanyena collapsing onto the floor. He hurried closer and said, "Hanyena." He looked at her, sweating, and asked, "Are you all right?" Suddenly, Hanyena jumped forward and wrapped her arms around Jung Minjun. He was shocked and confused as they both fell to the floor, feeling the warmth of a girl's body pressed against him for the very first time. Hanyena burst into tears and cried, "Ah!" Jung Minjun, sweating even more, gently placed his hand on her head and said, "I am all right. You do not need to worry anymore." Hanyena continued to sob softly in his arms. A few moments later, outside the room in the hallway, Mr. Ha Do-hyun held his walkie-talkie and listened to his teammate reporting, "I chased them for about 300 meters, but I ended up losing them." Mr. Ha Do-hyun said, "It is too dangerous if we split up, so come back. We will regroup here and return to Gunja Station." His teammate replied, "Understood." Mr. Ha Do-hyun sighed and muttered, "Ha, those scoundrels. Anyway, good work. I heard you are a high school student, but you are impressive." Mr. Kang Hakcheol said, "I killed too many of them. I am worried they might come for revenge." Mr. Ha Do-hyun answered, "Do not worry. We will simply be more vigilant. Of course, their numbers decreased, but we cannot let our guard down. But where did you learn to use guns?" Mr. Kang Hakcheol replied, "Well, I defected from North Korea when I was young. The first person I ever killed with a gun was a North Korean soldier who tormented me. I took advantage of the moment he let his guard down, snatched his gun, and shot him." Mr. Ha Do-hyun said quietly, "So that happened to you." Mr. Kang Hakcheol continued, "After settling in Korea and graduating high school, I wanted to enlist in the army like you, Sergeant." Then he said, "Sergeant Ha Do-hyun, I have something important to tell you separately." Mr. Ha Do-hyun looked confused. A few moments later in room 201, Jung Minjun showed his infected wound. Mr. Ha Do-hyun said, "This cannot be. Looking at the wound area, it definitely seems infected. When did this start?" Jung Minjun answered, "Well, I think it has been over 1 week, but I might have been infected even earlier." Mr. Kang Hakcheol said, "It should not be known, right?" Mr. Ha Do-hyun replied, "Yes, let us keep it between us for now. But we will have to tell the shelter's doctor. I will explain it properly. Fortunately, that doctor is someone very close to me. Let us go get tested first. I will take responsibility, so do not worry." Jung Minjun broke into a cold sweat and said in shock, "Ah!" He took out the pistol and handed it back to Mr. Ha Do-hyun. "The gun, I used it well." "Oh, of course I did not actually fire it." Mr. Ha Do-hyun shook his head. "No, it is fine. Simply keep it." Jung Minjun blinked in confusion. "What? Ah, thank you." A few moments later at night, Jung Minjun said to himself, "We then had to undergo testing and about 1 full day of quarantine in isolation room 2 before we were allowed to stay at the Gunja Station shelter. But since our final destination was Gangnam shelter, we could not remain here for long." Mr. Kang Hakcheol asked Mr. Ha Do-hyun, "My younger sister and Minjun's mother are at Gangnam shelter. Have you heard any news from Gangnam?" Jung Minjun said to himself. According to Sergeant Ha Do-hyun, about 1 week ago, through radio emergency broadcasts, they learned various news and the current situation. He heard that Gangnam shelter really exists and is operating as the largest shelter in Seoul. However, except for short-range radios, all communication equipment is disabled, so they do not know the current situation inside Gangnam shelter. Whew, I hope that side is safe like here as well. Summarizing the situation Sergeant Ha Do-hyun learned through radio broadcasts, right now South Korea, indeed the entire Korean peninsula, is enduring the worst possible disaster. The speed and spread of the infection are tremendous, engulfing the entire country, and the South Korean central government has essentially collapsed. From Seoul to Busan, there are no safe cities. However, various shelters from small to large appear to be operating in many places, maintaining order and peace. Some prisons are exposed to danger due to escaped inmates, but others are being used as sealed shelters with perfect lockdown from the outside. The situation in South Korea's neighboring countries is also severe. In North Korea's case, they sealed all borders and seas, but it is unknown whether infected individuals have appeared inside. Japan issued an immediate lockdown order as soon as South Korea's disaster began, so their initial response was good. But some Japanese people and Korean refugees attempting to escape by boat brought infection into Japan. A zombie schoolgirl wandered the streets and murmured, "Roa, ah." Jung Minjun said to himself, eventually infected individuals appeared inside Japan despite the strict lockdown. China failed in its initial response and became the second country after Korea to face a major outbreak. Due to infected individuals flowing in from Korea, the number of cases increased explosively nationwide. Infected have also been reported in Thailand, Taiwan, and Indonesia. In the case of America, they are making efforts by thoroughly sealing United States Forces Korea bases and embassies, and by sending planes and helicopters to evacuate their citizens. There is news that infected individuals appeared in some United States military units in Korea, but the later situation remains unclear. Amid this global danger, it seems certain that America was intervening more actively than any other country. But what would happen going forward remained unknown. Sergeant Ha Do-hyun speculated that the cause of this zombie crisis was not a natural phenomenon, but rather serial bioterrorism carried out according to someone's meticulous plan, sudden, simultaneous infections nationwide. Communication becoming completely disabled in one day, infected individuals appearing even inside military bases and prisons. It was far too abnormal to be a coincidence. Some people speculated that North Korea was behind it, but the exact cause remained unrevealed. However, the most likely cause, in Jung Minjin's opinion, was the game Rage Z, the day the crisis began. Bae Soon-ho said, "By the way, I think the Rage Z offline event is today." Jung Minjin said to himself, under circumstances where Rage Z held a large-scale offline event, infected individuals similar to the in-game zombies began appearing in reality. Existing Rage Z players like me, Byung-jun, and Soon-ho were already suspecting the same thing. Jung Minjin told his friends, "Hey, but anyway, this current situation is related to that game, right?" Bae Soon-ho replied, "Ah, you thought that too." Jung Minjin thought to himself, there was a theory that someone intentionally spread the virus across South Korea and dropped weapons and supplies to turn life into a survival game. Some believe the developer intentionally designed this disaster, or even that some overseas tycoon obsessed with the game planned all of this. The truth was still unknown. However, why Korea of all places? If they were going to do such a thing, they could have done it anywhere in the world. But one thing was certain. Someone was trying to turn that zombie game into reality. A few moments later, Seo Ha-kyung, 20 years old, a university freshman and the daughter of Professor Seo Jae-hun, said, "Ah, Mom." Madam Moon Ji-yoon cried out, "Ha-kyung." Seo Ha-jun shouted, "Sis." Jung Minjin said to himself, Ha-jun and his mother safely completed testing, and thanks to the sergeant's consideration, they were allowed to reunite with the professor's daughter during quarantine. However, since the professor had been infected during transit, it would have been wonderful if he could have come with her. We could not simply celebrate. A few moments later, Han Yena sat silently, almost statuesque in her stillness. Jung Minjun, puzzled, said, "Yena?" She continued staring into space. Jung Minjun raised his voice. "Han Yena!" Han Yena suddenly snapped out of it, looking at Jung Minjun with shock and confusion. "Huh?" Jung Minjun asked, "Are you all right?" Han Yena said, Yeah, Jung Minjun said softly. "You are really all right, correct? You have been spacing out since earlier." Han Yena broke into a nervous sweat and said, "Yes, I am fine. I am completely fine, haha. My mental state did break earlier, but I am all right now, haha." Jung Minjin said to himself, even though they were infected, even I would find it hard to kill someone by stabbing them like that with only a fork. He recalled Han Yena sitting helplessly on the floor. She must have been extremely shocked. Bae Soon-ho suddenly interrupted and said, "Yena, you are next to go in." Han Yena, clearly annoyed, snapped, "Hey shrimp, can you not call me Yena? Are you close to me?" Bae Soon-ho blinked. "Huh? Then how should I address you? Should I say, hey? Han Yena shot back, "Just do not call me at all. It is irritating being called by someone like you." Bae Soon-ho muttered, You are too harsh. This witch." Jung Minjin thought to himself, seems like the usual Han Yena. Both Yena and Hak Cheol's test results came out negative. However, Hak Cheol had many minor injuries, so he was diagnosed as needing hospitalization and several weeks of rest, even after quarantine. A few moments later, Jung Minjin thought to himself, finally, my turn. I felt anxious, but right now I could only trust Sergeant Ha Do-hyun and the doctor. Dr. Moon Seo Rin examined Jung Minjin's wound and said, "It has really been over 1 week. This cannot be. You truly have no symptoms at all?" Jung Minjin replied, "Occasionally, the skin color all over my body changes like the infected, or I get an extremely high fever but then become fine again." Dr. Moon Seo Rin said, "I can tell simply by looking with the naked eye. I am certain," and she began to sweat nervously. She was Moon Seo Rin, 27 years old, former internal medicine resident 2nd year, and the girlfriend of Sergeant Ha Do-hyun. She looked at him and said, "You are infected." Jung Minjun froze in shock. Dr. Moon continued, "Of course, I will draw blood for detailed testing, but if there is no major change, even though it has been over 1 full day since infection, immunity is most likely." Jung Minjun whispered, "So I am immune." Dr. Moon nodded. "You absolutely must be immune. It could be a decisive factor in developing a cure." Jung Minjun asked, Then what happens to me? Will I become a sacrifice for the cure? In games or movies, when they make vaccines, people die and all that." Dr. Moon said, "That is just movies. Inside this shelter, we do not have the personnel to develop vaccines or cures. As you know, our country's situation right now, perhaps Japan or America can." She added, "I did hear about it beforehand from my boyfriend, Sergeant Ha Do-hyun. For now, I will keep your infection a secret." Jung Minjun said, "Thank you," Dr. Moon replied. "But there is something you need to understand, a promise you absolutely must keep." Jung Minjun stared at her in confusion. A few moments later, Jung Minjun came out and told Hanyena, "I am infected." Hanyena broke into a sweat. I see. So you are immune then?" Jung Minjun nodded. "The doctor will continue researching." "But the doctor told me something." Hanyena suddenly widened her eyes. Right." Without warning, she sprinted toward Dr. Moon Seo-rin's office and shouted, "Wait, move aside." Jung Minjun flinched, shocked and confused. "Wah!" Hanyena burst through the door and shouted, "Doctor!" Moon Seo-rin jumped. "Oh, you startled me." Hanyena said, I have something extremely urgent to ask." Moon Seo-rin sighed. "What?" I need to get off work. Can we talk tomorrow?" Hanyena insisted, "I need to know right now. It is a really extremely important matter." Moon Seo-rin looked bewildered and started sweating. A few moments later, Hanyena and Dr. Moon sat down. Dr. Moon said, "So what is it? You dragged me here and now you are hesitating." Hanyena swallowed hard, sweating. She turned red, looked away and whispered, Please do not tell anyone that I asked this." Moon Seo-rin frowned. "What? Yes, what is it?" Hanyena leaned forward and whispered almost silently, "Jung Minjun, if I am infected with a woman, can I not do it?" Dr. Moon Seo-rin's eyes went wide. She was shocked to her core. "What?" Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.